world into my life kind of thing. So I want to give you more of a background of my dad's dad. My dad's dad, my grandpa Berg, Grandpa Peter Berg, he actually built his own house. Very different than how me and my dad were or are with wood and stuff like that. Not only that, he was incredible in math. Absolutely incredible in math. He would get out books from the library, and my dad said he would actually just look at them and laugh because they're so easy. Coincidentally, my grandma Berg, she went to Ohio State way back when, studying science of all things, and she used to tell us how she used to sneak out of the the women's dorms to go see the men. But anyhow, just thought I'd bring that up. But my grandpa was so much of an accomplished, self-made engineer and taught, and yes, he did work at Dana as well, just like my dad did. And my dad used to tell me a story, and I'm sure it was the truth. Way before air conditioning, no joke, he was working on a small box. He had downstairs, like he had like a whole like tool thing, and it's all like his own stuff, and he could work downstairs and stuff, like with a workbench and everything, and all his tools. And he was a machinist as well. And I got another tidbit about machinist at the end of the story. Hopefully I'll remember. So he gave my dad a box. I don't know what was in the box. I don't know what the box what consisted of. I don't know how it was. It was a box. And my dad swore to me, this is way before air conditioning, folks. It blew cold air. It was like this big. It blew cold air. But his dad was so fixated on so many things, as I am, as my dad was, probably ADHD. He just grabbed the box and put it down. He just started talking to Dad about something else. With that being said, my dad, he was a perfectionist when he was doing his machining for the gears. And I remember I only went to Dana one time. I couldn't believe how hot and oily it was. I was a young kid, and that's all I got out of it, unfortunately. My dad was a perfectionist, not only when he painted, but also when he was making gears. And he used to not want to accept the product that he made, so he called it scrap. I remember my dad telling me this story. I remember my dad telling me this story about how much of he took pride in what he was doing. It had nothing to do with what it was. And went to this extent. He had a cart. And that cart, there was scrap. His foreman came by and said, Harvey, what is all this? And my dad, I think the guy was younger too. And unfortunately, my dad did not get a 4-year, did not get a college degree. He went 3 3/4. And my mom's like, I should have just told him, you got to go, or else we're not going to get married. But he went 3 3/4, and then he bailed. Otherwise, he could have been that manager, that foreman. And if he's up there, and they're studying, they're learning, he's definitely going to do it. He would definitely do it. And I think about him a lot today. And so he had a big cart that was scrap. The foreman's like, Harvey, you can't waste all this. My dad's like, it's not up to my standards. It's not up to my standards. the boss is like, started looking at it, getting out tools and looking at it, and couldn't find anything wrong. But my dad knew that it wasn't his best work. And these gears go in transmissions and stuff, and you can have a thousandth of an inch off here. There's places where the machine will be calibrated one way, just a little, it'll be off, and it won't be like so detrimental that it wouldn't work. But it wasn't his best work. It wasn't his best work. So he didn't consider it done. He didn't consider it ready. He didn't consider it finished. He considered it scrap. And much of that scrap, the foreman said was okay. And with that, is there anything else about him? I only knew him a little bit. I was really young when he passed away, unfortunately. But yeah, he built his own house. And I remember my grandma Berg telling me about it. And it was pretty common, it's common stance back then to be that industrious. Probably didn't have any hedges. Promo. Just want to cut the hedges, sorry. I had to throw it in there. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Kevin Douglas. This is what was I saying blog? KDB. I'm here to provoke thought, possibly move humanity forward. Touch. And last time I did not say pray for the first responders. So pray with the first responders too. God bless you. Hope you have a good day. Thank you. You saved me.